Guys, welcome back to the Independent Investor channel. I get hit with this question all the time. What is the best investing account to go with? It's one of the most common questions that I get through the channel, and I'm proud to roll out our affiliation with M1 Finance. Guys, the glove just fits for the channel. We've been practicing self-directed investing and offering solution for investors out there that are looking to take control over their own finances. And there are products, cutting-edge, disruptive products out there that are available to investors looking to get started in the stock market with very little to no entry capital. And M1 Finance allows that low cost to entry, guys. So I'm going to be rolling out this as an affiliate for the Independent Investor channel. I'm going to be leaving a link to M1 Finance in the description section below. So if you feel like you want to support the channel, click on the link, click over, check out the website and what it has to offer. A lot of you guys have heard of M1 Finance. A lot of you guys are currently using M1 Finance. But if you aren't, this is going to provide a potential solution for you guys that are looking for an opportunity and have come down to that question of what account do I use, Ryan? And we've talked about this before, and it's going to be tailored for a specific type of investor. And I'm going to talk about that a little later. But I want to just kind of roll out some of the features of M1 that's offered on M1 Finance, the platform itself. And nowhere else do some of these unique features can you find on the open marketplace with some of the other platforms. And even some of the major brokerage houses are deficient in some of these categories. But M1 Finance, for you guys that don't know, offers a self-directed option to investors at no cost, all right? The first and obvious benefit is that it allows you to enter into ETFs and stock free of charge. And this is part of the paradigm shift that's happening in the investment landscape, where prior to decades past, even when I started investing, it was really difficult. You had to pay somebody, you had to pay for your entry. You know, mutual funds were really some of the only products available when I started. And ETF investing has really become very popular because you buy that diversification right up front. So you enter into some of these ETFs through an M1 Finance, it's going to be no cost to entry. For example, if you want to buy some exposure to the S&P 500, you can do that through a platform like M1 Finance, and you can do so free of charge. You can also buy stock free of charge. Now, this is one of the real big revolutionary disruptive aspects of some of the applications that are out. M1 Finance, there are a few more on the marketplace that offers free trades or free stock investing on their platform. And for a lot of folks, you guys have to understand how big of an opportunity that is for you. 10 years ago, that would have never been an option unless you were at certain thresholds with the major brokerage houses. And for some of you guys that are just starting out and you've got your first $500 or your first $1,000 to invest in the market, this really is your call to action. This is your opportunity to get involved in the stock market and do so at a very low to no cost to entry using a platform like M1. Now, the stock piece that is super unique to M1, I have yet to find an equal to M1 Finance with regard to the stock opportunity on M1. It provides the opportunity for you guys to buy partial shares in stock. This is huge. If you guys were ever looking at a stock like Google at $1,200 a share, or looking at an Amazon at $1,600 or $1,500 a share and think there's no way I can enter into that stock, M1 has changed that in that you can take and invest $100 into that one stock and buy a partial share in that particular holding. It's really revolutionary, and it really levels the playing field for you guys that are just starting to build your portfolios, and you know maybe how important it is to gain some exposure. Some of you guys, an investment like a Google might fit in your portfolio, and M1 is one of the few, if not the only, platform that allows for partial entry into these with partial shares. It is really a disruptive, wonderful product that they offer through the platform, okay? The third thing that they offer is rebalancing in the portfolio. You guys are going to understand that they're going to build a portfolio for you, or you're going to build the portfolio yourself. I'm going to kind of talk about that in just a second. But when you do that, you're basically going to tell that portfolio what percentage of allocation you're going to want to certain sectors, whether it be the S&P 500, whether it be small cap stocks, whether it be a certain portion of bond exposure that you have in the portfolio, and you're going to tell that portfolio to execute that balance. And M1 Finance is going to automatically balance for you. Now, this is one of those things that the financial institutions over the decades have learned to charge people on. M1 Finance and its disruptive nature has taken that and provided that service to individual investors free of charge. That is huge. Statistically, portfolios are outperforming when they have the opportunity to be rebalanced so that they can stay on target the way that you've designed them to work for you. Now, another great feature of M1 that I found when I was going through here, it's going to make your solution in your life so much easier, is that you can go on there and explore their model portfolios. Their model portfolios are going to be built from the ultra conservative investor all the way to the ultra aggressive investor and everything in between. And I'm going to be walking through each and every one of those portfolios from the ultra conservative to the conservative, all the way up to the aggressive investor. And I'm going to be walking through that on this video, kind of providing you guys some screenshots of what some of those examples may look like. And all you've got to do is get into the account and say, you know what, I'm a moderate investor. I like the way that portfolio works. And you basically pick that portfolio and then you fund the portfolio. They have made investing so simple. So for you folks out there that are saying investing is too difficult for me, that's gone. That's a thing of the past. For you guys that are out there saying, I need money to make money, that's a thing of the past. Very, very low cost to entry. And finally, for you guys that are out there that are saying that investing is just not for me, it's way too complicated, M1 Finance has disrupted the landscape in such a fashion that some of those misconceptions about your barriers to entry to the stock market have all been dispelled. M1 Finance has provided about the easiest opportunity for investing for anybody of any skill level. Don't need any skill whatsoever to get onto the platform and maybe just identify, work through their asset allocation exercise and choose along a spectrum what type of investor you are, whether or not you are a super conservative investor or an ultra aggressive investor or somewhere in between. Really, that's a task that anybody can do if they're just honest with themselves and they really want to get involved in the stock market. Now, as I was looking at the M1 Finance, you guys know that if you followed me, I've had an account with M1 Finance before, and I had some criticisms of the platform. And I'm going to be fairly open about those criticisms. I think a lot of the criticism came from my misapplication of M1 Finance. And M1 Finance is not going to be for everybody, okay? I'll tell you who it's going to be for. It's going to be for those folks that want to take a passive approach to the stock market. For you guys that don't know what a passive approach is, a passive approach is one where you are looking to accumulate a portfolio and you have a long-term horizon to grow that wealth over time. M1 is going to be a perfect platform for you. M1 is not going to be a good platform if you want to enter and exit stock trades on a daily basis, okay? M1 Finance settles their stock at 10:30 a.m. every morning, so they only buy stock once a day. And that's fine if you're looking to accumulate a share base. If you're looking to accumulate a portfolio over time, that works perfectly fine. That one purchase per day doesn't affect you at all. But if you're looking to enter and exit positions throughout the day, M1 Finance is not going to be for you. If you're looking to be more of an active trader, we have solutions for you guys over the channel. And here's something for you guys to think about. If you think, you know what, Ryan, I want to be more active, but I also want to be passive in my approach as well, I'm the first one to tell you that you can do both. Use M1 Finance for the passive approach. And it works really, really well for that. And use the other solution through First Trade that we have for more of the active approach, which we're also affiliated with, guys. So really, in closing, I'm proud to make M1 Finance a member of the community now. I know a lot of folks are using the platform, but I know there's a lot of folks that are coming into the community, new, looking to get invested in the stock market, and they have the same questions that everybody else had before. What is the best account that I can enter into a passive portfolio to the stock market as the lowest cost to entry? I'm proud to roll out the solution of M1 Finance to you guys. Thank you so much for tuning into the video. Guys, we do a live stream every Friday evening, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, to offer your ideas, ask me questions. I run the live feed for around an hour and 45 minutes. You're welcome to kick into the live stream, say hi, ask your questions about M1 Finance or any other portfolio question you may have. I'm going to be funding an M1 account myself. I believe in the account just like I believe in my other active account that I have, and I'm going to be building those portfolios right alongside you guys. All right, so I'm going to be exploring the platform just like you guys, and if we can get involved in some of these cutting edge, disruptive platforms together, the sky's the limit in building wealth together, and that, in essence, is the goal of the channel. If it's your first time tuning in, guys, consider subscribing to the message, leave your comments at the bottom of the video, guys, and as always, good luck in your investment future.